Good morning. I'm going to read you a little story, something I wrote a couple of years back, not long after my sis had moved on. I was inspired by this on a cycle I did. I tend to do quite a lot of it up here in the wee county, and it kind of reminded me of what it was like to be a child. And I think it's nice to, if you're listening to this, to kind of cast your mind back to when you were 6 or 7 years of age and everything seemed possible. Life was endless. Imagination was abundant. Everything, depending on who told you, everything was believable. And so carefree. Anyway, it's called The Leaf and Me. While out cycling yesterday, one of my many passions, and never more enjoyable than when I'm fighting against or succumbing to the persuasive elements, I collided with a leaf. It clung steadfast to my left shoulder, and I said, "Hello, leaf." Allowed it to cling for a while and hitch a ride before eventually brushing it off. It was a horse chestnut leaf, whipped up by the wind or falling for the first time to its inevitable decomposition. At that point in time, there was no separation from me and the leaf and me. We were both born, we both lived, and we will both die in our physical bodies, but we will become something else. For this life, though, on this planet, he was a leaf and I a human. Before I bid farewell to the leaf, and I did bid farewell, catch you later, leaf, a recent memory came to the forefront. Last week, while teaching a yoga class, what I thought was a dead fly was lying upside down next to a student's mat. I said, "Oh, where did you come from, fly? Are you dead or just lying in Shavasana? A corpse pose, a resting and rejuvenating pose we go into at the end of a class, lying down." There were a couple of giggles. I thought it was my witty turn of phrase. I carried on for a brief moment with the class, then went back to pick up the fly, saying, "Come on, little buddy." Again, a giggle, and the dead fly, with just a gentle touch from me, flipped over and sat there. I thought and said, "Yep, he was lying in Shavasana." I picked him up, opened the window and let him off, bidding him a fond farewell. Catch you later, buddy. Why am I recalling all this? Well, it has dawned on me how I tend to treat every living thing, be it a leaf, a fly, or a human, with similar respect, and seem so comfortable with it that I now do this whether people are watching or not, uninhibited, not thinking for a wee second of their reaction to my acceptance of all living beings as equal, or to some, maybe my students, my slight insanity. I do it around my boys all the time, and they around me. It's all about perception, but I wasn't even tuned in to how they would react as I began my conversation with the fly. I remember reading in a magazine some years back about a particular actor who treated everything as living and equal. "Hello, face cloth," are words I recall she uttered every time she washed her face. I thought, yeah, she's insane. But you know, now I think there's a gentle soul who didn't really care how she was perceived. I have been pondering lately, well, most of my life really, but more intently of late due to my sister Mandy's departure of her physical body. That's how I truly see it, and not of her complete departure. That for me, this planet and all life on her, from a leaf to a fly to a human, we are all equal and we are all one. We don't just live on this planet, we are this planet, and this planet is us. And within this universe and all universes, we are all one. One whole body of life. One true ultimate being. There is no separation. There is no other life. There is just one eternal life. And we live it at different times, in different ways, in different bodies, ever changing, but always the same. Every time I pass the corpse of an animal on the road, or a cross set by a grief-stricken family on a grassy verge in memory of a loved one, of which there are many, I always say, May you find your true path to enlightenment. I've been saying it for years and years. There is not a day goes by when I don't utter these words. I say it with the utmost respect to all living beings, but only now do I realize that it informs and cements in me my connection with all beings on this planet. The leaf is now lying decomposing somewhere on this earth, or maybe it's still hitching a ride on the wind, or the windscreen of a car, or the shoulder of a cyclist, or maybe in the hood of an unsuspecting child hurrying to school. But wherever it is, and whatever it's doing, it will inevitably transform into another being, and its life will go on in love and light.